Hey guys, RedPandaMining here. How you guys all doing? Hope you're all doing well and having a really great day. In this video, I am going to finalize my crypto mining basement in terms of just rearranging everything. As you guys know and probably saw in yesterday's video, I stacked a bunch of the 12 GPU mining frames, which is literally awesome. I love this configuration and I am going to keep it as is. I am not going to get rid of this. I'm going to keep these GPUs in these frames and not put them in server cases. As you guys can see, the power consumption, 13 amps, and it actually lowered down from 11 to 10. So, but that's good. I'm about 23 amps utilization on this 30 amp 240 volt PDU. Now, on this side, I don't have anything plugged in as I want to get everything in order and cleaned up, and potentially in other videos, I will move other mining rigs that I have with GPUs in them into my X8 Ultras. But the biggest thing is that I want to now place my Octominer cases vertical. And some of you guys had questions regarding if there's going to be GPU sag with the graphics cards that are in these Octominers. And so to be honest, looking at it right now, there is a little bit of a sag going on, especially with the 3080s. Okay, so the bigger graphics cards, it definitely looks like there is just a little tiny sag when the server case is placed vertical like this. But to be honest, I don't think it's gonna be a big deal. In my opinion, for example, if you had a graphics card like this in your gaming PC, just your regular computer, they're gonna be just like this as well. The orientation will be just like this, and so there obviously is gonna be sag just a little bit. Some graphics cards do have the backplate to help with the sag, and so it's not really that noticeable in terms of these GPUs in this Octominer case. Now, I do have another vertical case with GTX 1070s. All right, you guys know this is my flex mining solo rig, and I actually had it off for a couple days here. And just a quick update, this rig has solo mined 3 flex solo blocks. I'll have another video dedicated to that later on. But anyways, I don't see much flexing or just sagging on the 1070 Founders Editions. It looks pretty planted, as these GPUs do have a backplate, and the Founders Edition coolers are like over-engineered heat sinks, which are incredibly hard to take apart. I don't know if some of you guys saw those videos of me taking these apart and putting them in Windex and ultrasonic cleaning them, but yeah, these GPUs don't seem to have much sag at all compared to the 3080s, which are a lot bigger GPUs. So over time, in my opinion, I don't think the sagging is going to have any issues at all regarding placing these Octominer server cases upright like this. It potentially would be nice if there was a bar going across to potentially hold the GPUs, but I don't think in these X8 Ultras or even the X8 Ultra Plus that it would have the ability or the room to have a bar going across because of the PCIe cables and also the motherboard here. That would probably hinder it a little bit, definitely a little bit higher than the graphics card. So a bar probably wouldn't make sense to keep it upright. So we're okay. I will update you guys later on when I have these mining for, I don't know, the next year, and we can see visually if there is major sagging, further sagging going on with the graphics card. Yeah, here's a Zotac Trinity 3080, and it looks pretty straight. Really not much sag, and there is no movement at all because I have the GPUs really locked in on the IO when you screw it into the server case. Okay guys, so let me go ahead. I need to power these rigs now, as I have all of them off, even my X12 Ultras. So the top one here is an RTX 3080 non-LHR rig. I have 6 3080s in there, and then I have a 6 3090 EVGA for the win rig, and then this X12 Ultra has 12 3060 LHR V2s. So we have a pretty stacked side here, and as well as the 1070 Founders and the 3080 non-LHRs. Powering all of this is going to be interesting, and I have to do it pretty methodically because I want to make sure I utilize this PDU here is 240 volt 30 amp Same with the Tripp Lite one, but the Tripp Lite one is split into 2 banks, 15 amp banks. So I need to be mindful of how much power I'm using on each bank. And this PDU here, which you guys know I got on Alibaba, it does have the surge protection module as well as the volt amp meter, so I can see how much amperage we will be drawing. So I want to only go up to about 24 amps usage on this 240 volt 30 amp PDU. All right, so I should have enough plugs, hopefully C13, C14. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna start cleaning up here my cables, and let's go ahead and turn on one mining rig and we can see how much power, and I'll keep doing that with each Octominer case. So let's go. Okay, so I just turned on the 3090 rig only, all right, 6x3090s, and it says in the software using 2058 watts. Mining Ethereum on this rig right here, okay? The X12 Ultra with 6 3090s, nice and cool, 3 1200 watt power supplies. Now it's going into my 240 volt PDU, and it is utilizing 9 amps on this bank. So I have theoretically another 3 more amps to use on this bank. So I'm trying to think, what other rig now can I add on to that bank? Probably none of these other ones. So you know what? We're just gonna add another rig onto the other bank. So let me go ahead and plug in the 3060 rig, 12x3060s. We'll see how much amps that takes. Okay, so the 12x3060 rig is taking about 1300 watts according to HiveOS here. And we are mining, or dual mining, Ethereum, Lithium, and actually we're doing Zilliqa as well on the 3060s. And so on the PDU, it says it's taking about 6 amps utilization. So we still have another 6 amps to use, which is good. So that means I'm gonna plug in the 3080 rig, the 6x3080s. I hope that will be enough power capacity to hit up to the theoretical 12 on the PDU. So you know what, I actually already have the power cable plugged in for the 3080 rig, and that should be on now. Actually, I have to hit the power button on the front of the Octominer, and we shall see how much power that one takes now. Okay, so this 6x3080 rig says 1600 watts, getting almost 100 mega hash on each GPU, and that's the power consumption in the software. And at the PDU, unfortunately, we are at 14 amps. So that is over the 80% rule on this PDU, on this bank at least. But yeah, I don't know, yeah, you know what, I don't think I'm okay with that. I'm probably gonna take that out, and we're gonna plug that rig into the other PDU here, which has nothing on it right now. Then I will try putting one of the vertical Octominer rigs, maybe the 1070 rig, onto this bank just to see if it lowers the power a little bit. So let me try that right now. Okay, I got the 1070 rig on. It is mining on this PDU here. So I took out that 3080 rig that was getting 14 amps with the 3060 rig. Now we are utilizing 12 amps. So that is perfect. That's what I wanted. So that's about the 80% rule of 15 amp on this bank. Now on the other PDU is where I plugged in the other 3080 rig. So it looks like we're utilizing 6.83 amps right now on this 240 volt PDU 30 amp. And yeah, it's mining right now, and so that's about 1600 watts, give or take. You guys can do the math there. So you just have to times the amperage, which is 6.8 times 240. That is how you get the wattage calculation there. All right, so yeah, the 1070 rig is going good. It's solo mining flux, and we are vertical, so that's all well and good. Now I need to turn on the other 3080 vertical rig here, non-LHR rig. So let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna plug that into my other PDU right here, and we'll see how much amperage we are going to add on. I'm guessing another, I'm gonna say another like 8 amps or so. So let's do that right now. Oh man, yeah, we went up a lot more power. Now we're using 15.94 amps. And so that includes just 2 mining rigs. This 8x3080 non-LHR rig and the other 8x3080, no sorry, 6x3080 rig. So in total we have 14 3080 non-LHRs on this one PDU, taking about pretty much 16 amps. So 16 times 240, you guys can do the math there, I'll put it on the screen. But also to verify, in the software, Octominer says it's taking about 2080 watts, okay? And this one has 4 750 watt power supplies, and it says, yeah, we're getting about almost 100 mega hash on each of the 3080s, which are now vertical, as you guys can see. So we shall see long term how this works out. And I gotta put the lid back on, of course. But look at that, guys. How does that look? I think this looks good. And now that we've got the power plugged in for all the Octominers, oh, this is looking good. This is looking good. Now, oh, I wanna turn on this 3060 Ti rig because, like I said, because I am keeping track of the profits on this. Some of you may know, since May of 2021, when I built that rig. And I'm thinking of putting it on the other bank here on the 9 amps. Okay, so we're getting 9 amps here, 12 amps over here. I'm gonna add it to this side of the PDU where I have the 3090s. Okay, I think this 3060 Ti rig should take less than 4 amps, and that should be good on that bank. Let's try it right now. Okay, the 3060 Ti rig is on, and we are mining and using now 13 amps. Okay, so we went from 9 to 13, so that 3060 Ti takes roughly about, I would say, 4 amps, over 800 watts or so. So we are now at max capacity at the 80% rule, that is, on this 240 volt 30 amp PDU. That is good. I am glad. We hit it perfect. And on the other PDU, we are, looks like we got up a little bit more, 16 amps now, roughly. So I can add another 8 amps, roughly, so that we can get the 24 amp utilization on the 30 amp PDU. So, oh man, I will add another rig later because I do want to convert my Minebox 8 case and also this Mystic Miner V1 with the 3070 Ti's in here. I also have 3070 Ti's on that. And then you guys may have saw that video recently where I just did a review of the Mystic Miner V2, where I have a bunch of random GPUs in here. And so I'll have another video of converting more GPUs into my Octominer X8 Ultras that I will stack here. So realistically though, I can maybe only add, I don't know, 1 or 2 more rigs. I think you guys can let me know down below. I have 8 more amps to add up. I'm already full on the other PDU. And then on this side, you guys know I am already full at about, oh man, I'm using 14 amps and 10 amps on this side. Oh, 13, 14, looks like it's going up now. So maybe I need to split that one. 14 amps is a bit high, but you guys can let me know. I think that's okay. I think that's okay. Okay guys, I'm happy. We've definitely cut down the footprint in terms of my basement now. I used to have rigs all across here. Now I feel like I've gotten rid of some power cables and also network cables that I wasn't utilizing, so that's nice. I've been cleaning up a little bit more, and it definitely looks like I have a smaller footprint. In terms of density, it is a lot better, and it does feel a little bit cooler in here now. Not as bad as it was before when I had all the rigs in a line and all the heat was just dispersing everywhere in the basement. So now that I have a little bit more density, I guess in terms of the server cases, it will hopefully exhaust a lot better in that 18-inch exhaust fan. Okay guys, that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts of the vertical rigs with the GPUs, what you think will happen to them, I don't know, a year later or something. And also let me know what you guys think about my power consumption on my 240 volt 30 amp PDUs. I think that was pretty fun to show and all that good stuff. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next video. I'll be switching more GPUs into Octominers. later on. Have a good one, and peace out.